wish Mother was here.
This is the Candyland Hour for all good children. The orchestra will play our theme song.
You know that song, don't you?
Sure I do.
Well, then sing it.
Hello, welcome to Pursuit Table Talk. I'm Pastor Mike Hofer, and tonight I'm joined by
Beans.
No, Barfield.
And Kristen Hofer.
Oh wait,
No,
Wait
I'm
a
just
minute.
kidding.
that's not Kristen.
We have an imposter.
That's not Kristen at all.
My name is Ryan Wommack.
She's pretty. You're pretty. You're pretty too, Ryan.
Thanks.
I like
He's been
you.
working out.
Ryan is a very
Gosh.
attractive man.
He is wearing makeup though.
P-Mike, you want to kiss me?
I do.
Oh.
I like you, Ryan. I love you. I would kiss you. But tonight we're joined by Mr. Ryan Wommack.
Yo,
Thank you for
yo.
joining us, Mr. Ryan. And
I begged.
our special guests in the building. This week we're recording the podcast at Camp 2018 in
Yeah.
Fredericktown, Missouri. And we are joined by the live studio audience, the Pursuit student section. That's good. That's good. Amen. Thank you for joining us, Pursuit students. And you're going to hear from some of them tonight about our hot topic. We're just going to talk about camp and what we expect and what's going to go on and who's going to be here and what we're going to do and what we're most looking forward to and what we're hoping and expecting and waiting for God to do this week. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And so I want to kick it off, though. I want to ask you guys,
Lay it on me.
how was the trip?
Wait, do you mean
Get up here if you don't know to get up
Oh.
here. It Google Maps tells us that it is a 9.5 hour trip.
Ha.
they are liars?
That
That's
doesn't
without like 26
that doesn't
children.
work for us. Like we don't do 9.5 hours.
they don't
We
account for
overachieve.
teenage boys and girls.
That's right.
Who
we
have to use the
overachieve.
bathroom.
We are
Who have to use the
overachievers.
bathroom and buy candy at every single gas station stop.
Okay.
And so we turned a
Me
nine and a
included.
half hour trip into just under 13 hours. Let's give it up. Give it up.
Woo!
guys.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than last year.
Hey,
It
we
really
beat,
is.
We beat last year's record by an hour.
Yeah.
So, because last year was 14 hours.
And
So-
also, we weren't here at 3 a.m.
and we
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
not get here at 3 a.m. That's right. We did a much better job. This is our kind of our off day in between the two camps, and so we're having a good time.
Yeah.
We went swimming today. We played a lot of games, basketball. Hung out in the hammocks.
The adults schooled the students in
That's
basketball.
right. We smoked the students in
Even
basketball.
though I was on the adult team, I didn't really do anything.
Noah
I was
was
just
our
there to
MVP.
look pretty.
Noah was our MVP.
Too bad he didn't look pretty.
Anna Moore was the GOAT. She was the GOAT today, killing
play.
us. She could play.
Evan's lady friend can play better than him.
That's right. That's 100%
Hey,
real
I
talk.
was a substitute, and I think I did better than everyone.
Except Pastor Mike schooled you in every single
I
way
don't even
possible.
remember
'Cause he's a
you
magician.
being. I don't even remember you being on the court, Ryan. Did you play?
Oh wow.
I didn't- I
Yeah,
didn't
remember you were like playing your fancy tricks on me.
Oh, that's right. You were the one standing in front of me looking like a clown.
Oh,
I get it.
I accept that. I'm not great at basketball.
get roasted.
It's okay, Ryan. We all have our strengths, buddy. And yours is being pretty and
Thank
buff
you.
for the women.
Because
Okay.
he's been working out.
One
No
woman,
more.
one
He's been
woman in
working out,
particular.
ladies.
Flex for us.
No.
Hey,
Hit him with the
listen,
flex.
I'm gonna tell you, Ryan. Real talk. Don't ever be ashamed of improving yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you start to say "suns out, guns out," people are gonna hate, brother. They're just gonna hate. Flex them for him. Flex on them.
I'm not
Hit him with the
flexing.
flex.
Flex on them,
I'm
Ryan.
not
Flex on
flexing.
them.
I'm
All
not
right,
flexing.
man. So
He's
Oh
scared.
my God.
back to the question.
How was the
trip?
ride?
How was the trip?
Better than last year.
Very much.
Yeah.
Better than last year.
I didn't feel nauseated this time.
That
Evan
was
didn't
good.
throw
Evan,
up.
did you throw up?
No, I did not.
So
Yeah.
really, we did not
I'm
accomplish
definitely
anything.
planning.
Yeah,
We
because it's not a trip until somebody throws up.
Yeah.
We
no.
just got here. That's
I-
it.
I'm
That's
definitely
true.
throwing up
It was on the
later.
way back that Evan threw
Yes,
up last
that's
time.
true.
So
Evan-
Evan, if
make
you don't
it.
throw up, then we're gonna be mad.
then I'm gonna punch you in the
That's
gut
right.
and
Yeah.
make you throw
If
up.
I don't throw up this trip, it won't live up to the last one.
That's right.
It's
So I'm gonna
already
drive really
written in stone.
crazy on the way.
Thank you.
Make it like a roller coaster.
That's right.
Swerve us into
That's
a
right.
tree.
Woo! We're gonna jump hills and
Speed over train tracks.
fishtail. Wait a minute. parents are going to listen to this later.
Oh, man.
Just kidding.
Did we say that out loud?
10 and 2, hands on the wheel, going 55 miles an hour all the way home. So, yeah, the trip was great. It was. We're safe. We're here. That's all that really matters. We're ready for God to do some amazing things. And I am pumped to be here. But what I want to do first, as we always do, I want to get into our sigh moment of the week. These are those moments that when you see them, you hear them, you feel them, you read the meme about it, and it just makes you go, and you think to yourself, how in the world, as a society and a people group and a species, did we get to this moment? And so I want to start right here with my boy Ryan Wommack, Mr. Lumiere himself.
Oh gosh.
What is your sigh moment of the week, my
I
friend?
forgot to bring pants to camp. Well, I brought jeans, but it's like really hot here.
You oaf.
So
there's no in between, right? It's either
No.
like shorty shorts or jeans.
Give me
yeah.
a pair of scissors
I'm
and we'll make you some
legit,
cut-off jeans.
I was wearing today like some PE shorts that I found in my drawer.
So dope.
Yeah.
They literally said physical education on them. I was impressed. They didn't even say PE. They like spelled it out like.
They look cool though, right? I look pretty.
You did
You
look
always
pretty.
look pretty.
You always look pretty. You do. I love it.
Yeah.
Did your mama
Yeah.
tell you to bring shorts?
She did several times.
You didn't listen
Yes.
to your mama.
She was like,
Always.
she was
What
like,
you
Ryan,
get.
You
bring
listen
shorts.
to your mama.
Ryan,
She was
that's a
But
rookie move. You always listen to mama.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when packing. They know what's
That's
up.
right.
Yep.
Well, she said, Ryan, you gonna bring shorts? So I was like, yeah. And she said, okay, good. And I said, but I'm bringing jeans too. She was like, no. And I was like, but why?
Because it is
I
June.
brought 4 pairs of
It
jeans.
is June in
It's
Missouri.
June in Missouri.
The sun is shining.
I didn't even bring enough pairs of jeans.
Ryan,
Like,
we're about to make some jorts. That's what's up.
That's
Yeah,
right.
give me some
You're wearing
scissors.
jorts the rest of the week. That's the plan.
Hey, that's a legit fashion statement. I would be okay with that.
It is a statement.
Jorts and chacos.
It's a statement.
Not all
I-
statements are
I-
correct.
I think it's a statement that says, I don't ever want a girlfriend. Like, that's
Ooh.
I think the
Here's the
statement
thing.
is.
I have a girlfriend.
Well, that's a good way to lose one.
Not after she sees you in jorts and chacos. I don't care how many weights you
At
lift,
least
bro.
I don't care how many muscles you
I don't
have.
care how many times you
I'd
drink
have the
creatine
Ryan,
and
I
find
support
out
you.
and-
Thank you,
I
Evan.
would
What'd you
date
say,
you.
Ryan?
I have the ultimate
Oh, I
dad
still
bod.
love you,
I
100%.
would.
You
Yeah.
do. Yeah, especially if you're wearing jorts and chacos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
You could
socks
borrow Michael's
with
hat.
the chacos that says
Dad bod. You be right in there, bro.
Yeah.
Just don't have children until you're like 30-ish. Nice. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Syrup and candy corns and candy canes.
Delicious.
And I said syrup already.
Yep. That's really all soda is.
I know I love soda. So what's yours, Noah?
All right. So, as most people know, I lead or help lead worship at a couple of different places, playing bass. And so this past week at a church I was playing at, our worship leader didn't have a keys player. And so he was like, do you know how to form a chord on a keyboard? And I was like, kind of. And he was like, good, so you're going to play pad for us. And for those who don't understand worship language, if you've ever been in a church service and you've heard something like a chorusy violin type deal while your pastor was praying.
That's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
That's the chord of
That's
faith.
the heavens opening up.
right.
But yeah, that's pad basically. And so I was doing that in between songs, and then going up before the pastor was done praying at the end of the service and would play while he play while he was praying. And so the problem was that the first 2 songs I had to play it for were in the key of C, and I knew how to do that. That's easy. And so
Yes, easy.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Yeah. And so
I usually play an X minor though. That's X minor is my favorite
X minor's
key.
not a chord.
That's in your world.
Ryan.
In your world, you're not at my level, Ryan. I go to a different
Mike
level.
is ascended.
That's right. I'm a Sith Lord when it comes to musical
Yeah.
keys.
So
I'm on the higher ground.
do the first 2 songs in C, and then we're back in the green room before I'm supposed to go back on and play. And my worship leader looks at me and is like, "Oh, hey, by the way, do you know how to form a chord in B?" And I was like, I think so. And so I go out there.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah.
Doesn't everyone?
And so I go out there and I play what I believe is a B major chord. And the pastor is praying about hope of being freed from sin and salvation. And suddenly it sounds like the intro to a death metal soundtrack.
Mom.
Because I come to find out after looking up how to form an actual B chord after I played that I did not play a B major. I played a B minor, which is very dark. And so that whole first, service prayer sounded like we were in a Gothic church. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, but then we figured
death metal
out
church, baby.
we figured out that the keyboard had a transpose button. So during the next service,
Bingo.
I just pressed that little button, knocked everything half a step down, and I could just play the shape that I knew. But yeah, but the great thing was like everybody in the band just took it with stride. It was a hilarious moment. But
That's awesome.
I was just like,
Right. Amen.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we can do things that cover a wide gamut of people and interests. Because to me, you just spoke Greek. Like, I have no idea what you just said.
I tried
Now,
explaining.
Miss Kristen was here. Like, this is where
She
we
would
missed her.
understand me.
She would have understood it. And you
She
guys
would
would
be
have had your
laughing.
own
I understand.
oh
conversation.
yeah, she would be laughing her butt off right
You
now.
both would have just had your own conversation. Me and Evan would have sitting here and looked at each other like, I have no idea.
Which
what
would be really strange because normally it's the opposite.
Right.
You two are talking about
and
things
you
that me
guys
and
just look
Kristen
at
have
us
no
like we're
clue
nuts.
what it's about.
That's right. And so, but I love it because somebody out there listening right now is exactly on
They
your
get me.
page.
They feel my
They
pain.
do feel your
My
pain.
homies.
The struggle is real, just not for me. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe that's my sign moment like that. I'm so music illiterate. Like, I have no idea. Like, if you'd have played a B minor or whatever and I was in the worship service, I'd have just been like, hey, that was cool.
Hey, I can rock to
They're
this.
creative in this church.
They're edgy.
They're
The Holy
living on
Spirit is
the edge.
contemporary.
The Holy Spirit is angry. That's right. This is like a new thing that hasn't hit the South Georgia yet, but
Started by Noah Barfield
that's right.
in a little church in
You're
Columbus, Georgia.
Setting trends, brother.
That's what I do, man.
How about you, Evan? Sign moment of the week.
My sigh moment this week is more of a sighing of my own, my
That's
own
not
words.
really anything new.
And I just, it's more of an apology to Pastor Mike because we've been bickering all week, and
Oh Lord, here we go.
I just wanted to say that he was totally right by saying that LeBron James is the greatest of all time. I'll have to give it to you.
No.
You're right. You're right.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
sorry. I've been trying to tell you,
I love it.
but you are so right. LeBron James is the greatest of all
Evan.
time.
He is the greatest of all time
Why?
at being a runner-up.
Oh,
Like
no.
that's
you've
literally
been
what
telling
I
me
said.
Not
the
like
past
this.
2
We've
days.
started a war.
LeBron James, greatest of all time. I just had to apologize.
Jesus.
Riley's
take
calling a
I'm sorry.
timeout. He's called a 30-second timeout on us. You guys, if you've listened to the show for 3 seconds, which most people have, not named Ryan Wommack.
Yeah, except for Ryan.
And
What?
Exactly. Exactly.
He isn't listening right
I
now.
love that guy.
I was
Evan and
looking
I,
at Riley.
Evan and I love to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And today we just had a great conversation about MJ and LBJ.
Not just
And
today.
I just had to concede that he
That's
was correct.
London B. Johnson and Michael Jackson. And we just talked about who was the greatest. And,
Yeah.
and we came to a consensus that
That LeBron James is the
I'm
greatest of all
always
time.
right.
Yeah.
like that's just
You were
how it
correct.
works.
It hasn't just been today. Be honest.
This was yesterday on the way
Yesterday,
It's
the
true.
week before that.
That's true. And
I
it's
think
it's
LeBron
good.
James is the greatest at being a crybaby.
Oof.
Ryan, you're right.
All
That's
I can
100%.
really
I just
add
like
to this
being against
argument.
Evan.
I'll give this. I have heard of Michael Jordan more than I have heard of LeBron James. So therefore, Michael Jordan has to be greater.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Plus
true.
his initials
Well,
go together with
Wait.
speak
Michael
it.
Jackson.
Speak it. B minor. That's your new nickname.
B minor?
Noah Barfield. B minor.
I'm okay with that.
That's your rap name.
I've been called worse.
That's your rap name. If you're ever on an album, your rap name is now B
B minor.
Yeah, because it
So,
goes like no,
wait.
Barfield.
I love that.
By that logic, does that mean that the Beatles are the greatest of all time and not Jesus? Because there was a survey done once that said
Yeah.
that the Beatles were known more than Jesus at one time.
It
So,
just depends on what do you measuring
It
greatness.
is, no, but Noah said that he's
Can
heard
they
more of
play
Michael
instruments
Jordan.
greater than Jesus?
So-
Probably.
Well,
Jesus
I
did
don't
play
know. I
What?
don't know.
instruments.
But he was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
like
is going to open up
best-
a whole nother theological
Okay,
conversation.
no.
topic.
joking.
But Jesus was perfect in
sin.
without
Yeah,
sin.
yeah.
But does that mean he could do everything perfect?
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I'm not sure that's the way it worked
Okay,
because of the fact he was fully man and fully
Mm-hmm.
human and fully God. I don't think he could do everything perfect. Like I don't think Jesus could have just picked up a skateboard and been like, "I'm the greatest of all time."
Ollie.
Skating. Like that would be dope, though, right? I mean, he'd be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ultimate hippie
Bust
then,
out
like
some sick moves.
long robe, Birkenstocks,
White?
obviously blonde hair,
Yeah,
long to his
blue
shoulders,
eyes.
white, blue-eyed Jesus with a Tony Hawk limited skateboard. Like that. That's
Bet
not
Jesus
what
had the best
Jesus
dad
was at
bod.
all. And so, I think just to answer your question, no, that's terrible logic. But obviously, Jesus is the greatest thing that's ever happened, and
Amen.
the Beatles are close, like ninth.
Okay.
Like, there's a few things I'd put in between those two.
Yeah, same.
But, so my side moment of the week is that we had this discussion a couple weeks ago, Evan and I, and this is one we agree on. So
Yeah.
just
Shocking.
listen. We had this discussion about Kanye.
Kanye cares.
Yes.
Kanye
Scoop-diddy-poop,
cares.
scoop-diddy-poop.
Kanye cares. Ooh.
My side moment is this.
Kanye cares.
And I said this to a couple other people. They're like, "Oh, Kanye done lost his mind. Kanye lost his mind." He said that slavery was a choice and all this other stuff about Kanye. And I said this, and I quote, "Kanye is a genius because he understands one thing: controversy sells." 2 weeks ago, the man was public enemy #1. Drops an album 2 days ago. 7 songs on it. What are the top 7 songs on iTunes right now? Number 1, Kanye West. Number 2, Kanye West. Number 3, Kanye West. Number 4, 5, 6, 7. Guess what?
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
You know what would be really funny? If 8 was a Taylor Swift song.
That'd be great. That'd be so dope.
Someone check iTunes
and see
right
what
now.
number 8 is right now, because that would be dope.
I actually think it's a Drake song.
It probably is Drake's song. Probably, you're probably right. But I'm just saying, you don't have to agree with his politics. Obviously, he said that slavery is a choice. It's not a choice. They were abducted, pulled into slavery. I don't think that's what he meant when he said slavery is a choice. Don't want to get in that conversation right now. It's a whole nother podcast. But you can call him crazy all you want.
Because
But
he
the
is.
man is a genius. And my side moment is this. Nobody believed me at the moment.
I believed you.
But now this man is selling records like nobody else on the planet.
Yeah.
I never doubted you.
So,
I completely agree.
I don't really care about Kanye.
but that's
But
my side
Kanye cares
moment.
about
Kanye,
you.
Kanye cares.
Kanye does
Kanye
care.
cares.
Kanye cares.
Actually,
he does.
he says that he thinks about killing us in one of his songs.
Hold
Is he
on.
really?
Didn't
I haven't
Kanye
heard the
make
That's
album.
the first
Yeezys?
song in the album.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
kind of
really?
weird.
Yeah.
I have not heard the album.
It's a really weird.
Evan,
weird
didn't
piece of
I've
music.
never been a real big Kanye rap fan. Like, I love his production. I think he's the top-notch producer.
And he's not a very great role model.
Nah.
Not a good role model.
Nope.
Not a good role model at all.
He's got
No,
good
no.
memes.
Oh yeah, back to LBJ, LeBron James, King James,
LeBron James.
runner-up GOAT of the year. I will say this, and I said this today, and I concede this: that if I were to say to my son, "I want you to have this sports role model," it would be LeBron James. Not because of what he does on the court, although he's obviously great. He's a beast, athletic freak of nature. But off the court, he's next level. And there's a meme floating around on social media that some of you guys probably seen, but when he was 18 years old, his father left him when he was a child. So he grew up fatherless. When he was 18 years old, he was handed millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Literally hundreds of millions of dollars. 18 years old. I don't know about you, but when I was 18 years old, if somebody would have handed me $100 million, I would have imploded probably. It would have been ugly for everybody involved. Like, I'd have bought 74 houses, 374 cars. I'd have platinum gold Jordans. Like, it would have been bananas. But he was handed millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, 18 years old.
Broke in 3 days.
I'd have been broken 3
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
No
you
question.
would have been broken 3 days. I would have been broken 3 days. We'd
He
all be
married
broken
his
3
high school
days.
sweetheart.
Dawg.
Never had an outside affair that we know of. Like, never been in the media for a scandal. Doesn't gamble incessantly like some athletes do. Never is out partying like some athletes do. Not that we know of. I mean, maybe he goes in private, but never been that pariah outside of the court. Gives millions, hundreds of millions of dollars away to colleges and boys clubs and other I don't even know how to say that thing, but just good causes. I'll say that. Philanthropic or something. What is that?
Dude, don't ask me.
What is it, Riley?
I was homeschooled.
Philanthropy. He's a philanthropist. I don't even know how that works. But that's just who he is, man. He's a great dude off the court. And I would
And that's
say,
how I define greatness.
Well,
sure,
LeBron James,
and I would concede that.
if you're listening,
But not on the court.
we
That's just
appreciate
that's a different story. So I'll concede that. But my side moment is the fact that nobody believed that Kanye was a genius, although I totally believe he is. Just like I believe that Pusha T and Drake are in cahoots with this whole thing, and they are selling records like nobody's business. I have a theory. I think Kanye is going to do a lot of the production on Drake's next album. Mark it down.
Conspiracy theory.
Mark it down. Mark it down. All right, so
I'll have to shoot you down on that one.
all right, we'll see.
Oh,
Just wait, a few more months. Drake will drop one,
Actually,
and Kanye probably
Never
produce
mind.
5
I'm not-
songs
I'm
on
not
the
gonna-
album.
why don't y'all argue about it for 3 weeks?
We might. Starting today. Ready, set, go. We want to talk about a hot topic for a little bit. We're going to talk about youth camp. This week is youth camp. We're all excited. It starts tomorrow night. The senior high camp does.
I'm so excited.
I am too.
I'm
This
so
is-
excited.
This is literally my 15th year in a row preaching this particular camp.
Seriously?
Yes, and I love this place. It just has a special place in my heart. I preach a lot of messages here, and it's always just had this special place in my heart.
They're lovely people.
They're great folks. Pastor Andy Forrester, who's the youth pastor at Calvary Church, known him for years. Their pastor, Pastor Randy. I always looked up to Pastor Randy, one of my mentors and guys I look up to. Just great group of guys and ladies at Calvary Church. So we're excited to be here with TNT Youth. Father Light's band is playing the worship.
Yep.
I get the privilege of preaching this week.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to talk about here for the next few minutes is we're going to go around the table, and then we're going to pull in some guests, some Pursuit Student Ministry guests, and we're just going to talk about camp for a little bit. So what I want to do, go around the table and ask you guys, what are you most looking forward to this week? I'll start with my man, Evan.
I know this is wrong to normally enjoy this or look forward most to this, but I'm really looking forward to all the games I get to play with people, all the new
Boom.
people I can meet
I
in
love
the
it.
games.
Yeah,
That's something exciting
Community
to me.
is a big thing.
Yeah,
Like,
community
that's
is huge to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ryan, what you looking forward to the most, my man?
So, like, I feel at every youth event that I've gone to, there's been this huge revelation, with everyone.
Right.
And it's so cool,
That's
you
good.
know. It usually comes through worship or just, small groups or anything. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm really most looking forward to is, like, the worship, because Father of Lights does a fantastic job.
That's good, man.
And
Amen.
the good small group, sessions that we have. you know,
Yes.
where everyone's honest.
That's awesome. No B.
Yeah.
B minor.
Mine up in
What
the house.
What you looking forward to? Drop it.
You know, I love youth camps and getting away, especially somewhere way out like this where there's no self-service and just being away. And I was thinking about the theme of the camp and the theme being fearless, and you know,
That's
just
good.
tonight in prayer, just really felt like the presence of the Lord was going to be setting people free this week
Amen.
from the fear in their lives, from
Yeah.
strongholds and chains that have bound them.
Yeah.
I think the Spirit is going to do really amazing things this week, and I'm pretty excited about it.
That's good.
So
Amen.
big.
I'm just super excited about. I love the potential of something massive happening for the kingdom, and I know even in my own personal life, youth camp always played just a huge role in my life. If you know me, you know my story. I didn't grow up in the church. My parents never took me to church. We didn't even go to vacation Bible school. Like, it wasn't a thing that we did. Right. No VBS, bro. I didn't get free cookies and gummy worms. Like, that's
So
not,
sad.
I didn't get any of that. And so we didn't go to church, but I did have a guy that showed up in our neighborhood that would pick us up in this rusted up blue church van named Tom Ferkenhoff. And Tom is one of my heroes, real heroes.
I really want to meet that guy
He's
someday.
phenomenal. He looks like Mr. Magoo without the glasses, but he's such a great guy. Like, he does. He's got a weird, like, super duper 70s cop mustache.
That's awesome.
He's balding with a comb over. But I love him. I love him to death. And so he would take us to youth camp. He'd pay for a few of us to go to youth camp every year. And it was at youth camp that I first gave my life to Christ. Sitting in a room sort of like this, and I know you can't see the room, but they got like old wooden church pews, and it's just like this cement building with wood walls and
Tin roof.
and I remember tin roof, and I remember a guy by the name of Doug Swink was preaching, and typically we would sit in the back row and we would write rhymes. Like, that's what we were doing. We'd write in our like little notebooks, or we'd be making fun of people, like, oh, look at that person's haircut, ha 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 ha, and because we thought we were cool kids. And just this one night in particular, we sat with some girls in the second row. Girls play a big role in getting me to church. That is a 100% real talk. And we're sitting with some girls in the second row, and Doug was preaching, and like a great 13-year-old kid, I wasn't listening. I was talking to the person next to me, and she just happened to be a girl. And Doug saw it and literally leaped over the first pew and landed in my lap. It was me and my boy Tito were sitting next to each other, and the girl was on the other side. He landed in me and Tito's lap. And there was another girl after Tito, and then my boy Jabbar was sitting with her. And so he landed in me and Tito's lap, and he kind of looked at us and he said, "You guys got something you want to share with the whole group?" And of course we were just like, "No, get off my lap." But I can tell you, he got up and he kept preaching. And because he did that, I never took my eyes off of him the rest of the time. Because I was terrified he was going to try to jump in my lap again.
Sir,
That's right.
please.
So 100% real talk.
That would be illegal nowadays.
Right, you'd get fired.
I'm going
and
to pull that move out
Right.
during one of our pursuit
You have to
services.
register
No,
on
don't
some
sit on
kind
my lap,
of
please.
offender list.
I'm going to jump on you during a service, Ryan.
That's right. Get it.
Hey!
And so the rest of the time, I listened to him, and he gave an altar call, and I went down and I cried, just like a little baby. Tito and I both, and Jabbar too, and we cried like little babies and gave our life to Christ. And so that was a youth camp. I felt my second call to preach at a youth camp, kind of a confirmation. The first time I ever saw like an actual real life miracle happen. There was a guy bound to a wheelchair, and the elders gathered around him and prayed and anointed him. He stood up out of the wheelchair, like literally flipped my lid. Like, I've never seen anything like that. Like, to me, that was like magic. And so I saw that for the first time at a youth camp. I felt the real presence. If you've ever felt the real presence of the Holy Spirit, it's heavy, it's weighted, but it's soft at the same time, and it's scary, but it's empowering, and it's all of that. The first time I ever felt that was at a youth camp. So youth camp has played a large role in my life, especially through my high school years. I always called myself like a 3-week Christian. And the reason why I called myself a 3-week Christian was because I was a Christian at teen camp, I was a Christian at junior Bible camp, and I was a Christian at family camp. And those are 3 weeks I was at youth camp. And the rest of the year I'd live for myself and do whatever I wanted to do, and Jesus didn't really matter. So youth camp really played a big role in my life. So that's the reason I really love youth camp. And I'm excited about the potential of God changing the trajectory of someone's life. And I believe those things can happen anywhere, but I believe there's just this, he honors the fact that you give up a week and say, I'm going to focus on you for an entire week. And just your obedience is honored in that. And I'm looking forward to that this week. And so what I want to do over the next few minutes is we're going to talk to some of our students about that and what that looks like. And going to ask a few funny questions. And you're just going to, none of these guys know what question is about to be thrown at them. So if they get there and they're like, pickles, it's okay.
Then we'll never have them on the podcast ever again. Right. This is tryouts.
Like,
I'm never going to be on this podcast
I am never going to be on this thing again. Ryan. But so we're gonna everybody, first I want to thank Ryan for being on here, because this is not easy. This is not easy, is it, Ryan? No, it's not.
It's not easy. You didn't have to set anything up.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I begged Mike, so.
No, dude, you're fine, and I love it. Everyone gives it a shot. It's hard, but you do hit your stride after you're on it a few times. You learn. It's not everybody's natural.
You feed off of each other.
Yeah, and that's part of it. And so I just want to thank you for being on here, buddy, and being courageous and doing this in front of all of these people, your peers, and it's not easy. So thank you for doing that. And if you don't know this, but Ryan is a super, super talented young man. He sings well. He plays the drums well. He's good on the stage. Great. I tease him a lot about being Lumiere. Literally the best Lumiere I've ever seen. That's real talk. And so I appreciate you, my buddy. And you have beautiful lips.
And big muscles.
Don't talk about
you've been
my
working
body.
out. You've been working out for the ladies.
Humongous muscles.
Ryan, you make me laugh.
We're going to keep on this until you flex for us.
No.
Do I look like Bubba Gump from Forrest Gump?
No, mostly because you're white.
Mostly because you're black, but we love it. So
Fried shrimp.
You're now dismissed. Go make me a shrimp.
I ain't your wife.
Popcorn shrimp.
Deep fried shrimp.
All right, so let's hear it for Ryan. Give it up for Ryan Wommack. And our first guest coming to the stage. We're not even on the stage, but our first guest coming up here today is Mr. Eli Moneyman Cash.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I know what this is going to be. And I'm probably going to flip this table.
Superman or Goku?
Goku.
I've actually barely heard of Goku. I definitely choose Superman because I know more about it.
Good call,
Thank
brother.
you.
You can stay.
Because he doesn't know anything
You are
about
2
him.
for 2, Eli.
I had a
2
friend
for
where I
2.
used to live. He watched Dragon Ball Z.
All right. Most
good show.
important
Now
question.
you gotta get this one right.
Most
Yeah.
important question. Hot dog or hamburger?
Hamburger.
Thank you. 3 for 3.
Hey,
My man.
I
My man.
never said I hated hamburgers. I just was trying to make a case that you
For a
shouldn't
good
just
hot dog.
immediately turn
Dismiss
down a
hot
good
dog.
hot dog.
Yeah. Well, when I have a good hot dog, we can have that conversation. But
Oh.
no, I've had maybe 2 good hot dogs in my whole life.
Hey, that's enough.
It's good.
It'll change
I'm
your
okay.
life.
Good burgers.
Okay. We're all burger people except
Yeah.
for Noah. He's a
I
hot
love
dog guy.
burgers.
Love Noah.
What grade are
Oh,
you
too.
in, Eli?
I'm somewhere between the 7th and 8th grade right now, and over the next 3 years, I have no idea what grade I'm going to be in because I'm homeschooled.
So nice.
Same, bro.
Fun stuff.
I love
That
it.
was my life back
That's
when I was
confusing.
in homeschool.
I know.
I love homeschool.
You-
Homeschool for life.
Yeah.
Noah, you got anything you want to ask my man Eli before we get into the hot topic?
Yes.
Okay.
I think this is the most important question that has ever been asked on the podcast.
Okay.
Eli, how many holes does a straw have?
1 hole, 2 ways in, 2 ways out, 1 hole.
All right, good job.
What?
Good job.
Has Mike found a way to argue my case?
Yeah, it's still 4 holes.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. How can it be 4 holes? There's 1 door with 1 way in and 1 way out.
Because you go in and out both holes.
There's not a.
It's 4 holes.
I agree with Mike on this one.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's the most important thing you ever hear me say.
Let's just ignore Mike on
It'll
this
change
one.
your life.
Guys, it's one hole.
Yeah, you're wrong.
No,
It's
I'm not.
okay though. And
Hey.
being wrong is not a sin though.
Yeah.
So
Is
we
there-
just got to realize
there
that.
is
Is
grace.
there technically a right answer?
Yes.
No.
My answer.
God knows
No.
the answer.
That's what I think about my answer.
Okay. Well, I guess you can think that.
You can think
One
you're
day-
right and be wrong.
One day you will mature, my friend. You'll realize. No. We ask the hard-hitting questions here
Yeah.
on this podcast. Things that really matter to society.
World-shaking stuff here,
That's
ladies
right.
and gentlemen.
That's right. So, Eli, what are you most looking forward to this week at Camp 2018 Fearless Camp? What are you looking forward to, my man?
Oh, this will be fun. I've never been to this camp before. Or
Right.
any camp.
That's
for that
right.
matter.
You are a newbie, first year. I love it.
Probably all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
Not-
probably the
not all
first
of
camp. Is this the first? Let me ask you this: is this the first camp you've been to? Like, because
Yeah.
you've been on the Mercy ships for what 5 years?
Mhm.
Eli is Pastor Nick's son. I only say that because Nick was on our show last week. And
Yeah.
you guys can identify with that. And we talked about the Mercy ships a little bit. Eli is his own person. He is not Nick's son. He is Eli Cash. But I just say that so you can relate. You've been on the ship for the last 5 years, which is really cool. I love that about your family. So this is your first. Is this your first youth camp?
Yes, sir.
Total. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
I'm so excited for
Big
you.
things.
so you say you're looking forward to all of it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what
mean,
is your favorite thing to do though?
just have fun getting messy with people that I know and enjoy.
Okay, I love that. That's awesome, dude. I love it. All right, thank you, Eli, for coming. Is there anything you want to share with the entire world? I mean, this podcast is only
This is global.
heard by everyone in the world.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, this is a lot of pressure.
I mean, it has the potential
except
to
for
be
Superman.
heard by everybody in the world.
Except for Superman. Why not Superman?
he
Because
sucks.
Batman's better.
True. Let's see. No, I can't think of anything.
Okay,
All right.
But I want to tell the
It's all
world.
good.
Groundbreaking.
groundbreaking stuff by Eli Cash. Everybody give it up for Eli. All right, our next guest coming to the show. She's 5'2", 120 pounds,
Never supposed
think
to
I've
discuss
ever-
a woman's weight.
a pure cheerleading muscle. She comes from great stock, great DNA.
I don't think I've ever seen this girl before.
She has her daddy's eyes, and
Who is this?
her mama's looks, and her daddy's wit. All brilliant and beautiful.
Who are you talking
Miss
about?
Miss Alexandria Trista Lachey Hofer. My baby.
Hi.
Okay. Gotcha.
Hi.
Okay, first question, Alex, for you.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy?
My father, who helped in the birth of me, is my
I was
gopher.
there. You did a very good
That
job.
is-
I was there. You're
That
right.
is such an
I
unfortunate
You were
am your
sick, weren't
daddy.
you?
I was. I
He
had
was-
strep throat
he
the day
was
Alex
very
was
sick.
born. I actually
Dang.
couldn't hold her for
Oh.
like 3 days because I had
Yep.
strep throat when she was born.
Man.
That's
They
not
wouldn't.
rough.
They wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me hold her.
Well,
So-
for good reason.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't want her to die. so-
Yeah.
But now her and I
Oh.
are besties.
We are the same person.
We are the same person. That's
Well,
true. Go ahead, Evan.
One of
Question?
you is male and one of you.
That's
That is
true.
true.
That's a 100%
One of us
fact.
is 13 and one of us is 42. So
3.
43. Sorry.
Yeah.
Love has no
Get it right.
age.
Love has no age. I love my daughter. She's my favorite daughter
I love
on
my
the
father.
planet.
And yeah.
Yeah. So, what you got a question for? What's your favorite question? What's a good question for Alex?
Evan, take us
Oh, I have
away.
one. I have one.
All right.
What?
A two-parter. One. Who's your favorite superhero?
Loki.
That is a villain.
He is not a villain.
He is such a villain. You're
He's
wrong.
not a villain.
Yeah. So
I
what
will
is he?
fight you. He is a anti-hero because he does good things, but sometimes swerves and does bad things.
That's true. I think that's true.
He was getting better.
But you have the wrong tense. He was an anti-villain.
Shut your mouth, please and thank you. I will physically fight you.
You're grounded for the rest
I
of your
think
life.
he'll win.
Okay.
He's quite bigger than you.
I will fight him.
That's my
physically.
that brings me to my second question. Is Loki dead?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
No,
oh, Lord.
he is not dead.
He is definitely
There
Is
are-
it
wait.
too soon
He
to
is
be talking
gone.
about this?
Oh wait,
Yes.
spoiler alert.
Oh no! Oh no!
Literally, it's been a month since the movie
I mean, it
came out.
has.
He's
but
not dead.
If you haven't watched
That's
the
true.
movie yet,
It's true. It's been a
this
month.
is on you.
I cried. I cried for 30 minutes because Loki, quote unquote, dead.
Yeah.
He is
Died.
definitely dead.
He is not
Oh,
dead. He is
he's
not
even,
dead.
He's
Don't
not
make her
even.
cry again, Evan.
He's not even mostly dead.
He got
Like,
stabbed
he's
and then
totally
he blew
dead.
up. Like,
He's
it's
not
done.
dead.
Like-
he
He
is
said,
not
"You're
dead.
dead, sir. You're mostly
You
dead."
are in denial.
I am in so much denial right now.
Yes,
I will
you are.
physically fight you if you tell me Loki is dead.
You got a lot of aggression.
Yes, for a girl who's 5'2" and can't lift my own weight, I will physically fight
Do
you.
you need a pillow pet to
I-
like hug? And,
I have a pillow
Well,
pet.
I know you do. I bought it.
have so many stuffed animals, and I'm not even ashamed of
oh
it.
yes. Oh, it's ridiculous.
I have a giant unicorn in my room.
I'm not sure she has a bed. She has all them stuff. That's
The stuffed animals are the bed.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Evan, you got a question for the lovely Miss Alex?
Could you please describe the point of aggression that leads to all of this to the therapist?
There it is. Boom.
That's a great question. I don't know.
I have the answer.
You do?
Yes.
The jeans?
Nope. The gender.
Oh, Michael Lee Hofer, Mikey Lee.
You can send the
That
hate
is
mail.
not okay.
Mike at
Ryan.
ccclive.org.
You can send the hate mail at mike@ccclive.org.
Please send hate mail.
Instagram at We Are Pursuit with the letter R.
I'm actually what's the word?
Mail?
Egalitarian or whatever it is. Where
I
you
got
just-
no idea
where
what
you
you're talking
believe
about.
that all people are equal. I'm totally that.
Yeah.
I joke a lot about
equality.
the female species, but I believe that we're all created equally. Period.
But different.
Quality.
But different, no doubt. 100.
And
Yeah.
some are more aggressive than others.
Hey.
Yes. I'm not saying any
Zibbity.
names. Not saying any names. But her initials are Alex Hofer.
My initials are AATL.
That's right.
H.
Noah, you got anything from Miss
Atlanta.
Alex?
Oh, if I could say one thing to Alice, one question.
Ever. If it was your last words, what would you say? Or ask?
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Ooh,
Boom.
dessert.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's witty,
shook.
baby. That's good. I like it. What house are you in the Potter place? In the Potter
Harry Potter.
universe.
I am in Slytherin.
Slytherin. I like it.
I just got applause. for that.
Hufflepuffs all the way.
I'm Gryffindor. Hufflepuff right there. I'm Gryffindor. Do you know what you are?
Evan?
Evan's either a
Anti-Harry
Gryffindor or a
Potter.
Ravenclaw.
Anti-Harry Potter. He
So,
said.
Hey!
so Evan's
said I'm Voldemort.
anti-fun.
Evan said I'm Voldemort. I don't have a
Evan's
house.
he who shall not be named.
That's right. No soul.
He split his whole
Actually-
soul into
I
7
actually
pieces.
broke down and took the test. I'm a Gryffindor.
Yes, that's my man right
Ooh.
I picked you for a Gryffindor or
Yeah.
a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it.
there. I can see
I
it.
definitely see
I
it.
see it. All right, Alex. What are you
Anything else?
most looking forward to this week, my baby?
I think it's definitely seeing the people here because they've got some great people. They're all really nice and all have a love for God and all have great advice most of the time. Are great to talk to when you're sitting in your bed at 2 a.m. and have those weird shower thoughts pop into your mind. We all have great laughs. It's, definitely seeing the people.
Very cool
Fun.
people.
I love it.
2 of them signed my nipples last
That's
year.
True. True story, ladies and gentlemen.
Sharpies.
That is unfortunate.
They're actually brothers. Like that one signed the right nip, one
Oh.
signed the left nip.
That's
Nolan and Carter
unfortunate right
signed your
there.
nipples.
So
Yeah.
unfortunate. I am so uncomfy right now. So uncomfy talking about your nipples.
I was debating getting it like tattooed later,
even
not
like it.
washing.
Dude,
I'm
you gotta
so-
get it tattooed when they're famous.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
so
when they become
uncomfy right
famous.
And then
now.
you can say they signed your nipples when they're famous.
You know, I regret
Yeah.
I
saying
think
that
I
already.
might have found the one word that's like, nipples is my moist.
Really?
It is.
Yeah, grunt is my
There
moist.
is no Christian word for nipples.
There's not.
No.
Like, what do you call them at that point?
Nips.
Nope, that's even worse.
Yeah, and it always gets worse. Like that one might be the best possible scenario.
Grunt is my moist. Grunt
I
is
don't
just
like,
a weird
I
word.
don't like the word nipples.
Chest buttons.
Yes, that's a little weird too.
That's
It's
strange,
a little
Noah.
weird too. I don't know. The things that ruined the Green Lantern movie. Maybe?
What about that old Batman movie with George Clooney?
Yes, that was
Oh,
awful.
Lord.
That was terrible.
Bat
terrible
nipples.
suit. Terrible suit. We digress.
No,
Very much so.
Batman.
Bat nipples.
Oh, this show's gone from awesome to awesomer.
All
Alright.
the way downhill.
Okay, baby, I love you.
We
I love you
appreciate
too.
Thank you for joining us on the air.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for
totally.
Miss Alex.
Get gone.
The next guest coming to the show, she is a senior graduate class of 2018. Although I'm so sorry that your bottle cussed you out. Miss Becca Wood. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing really well.
Becca, thanks for being here. I am glad you're part of our show. Glad you're part of our ministry. My first question for you is, now that you're graduated, class of 2018, what are you going to be doing this coming fall?
I'm going to Impact 360 Fellows, which is a Christian gap year program in Pine Mountain, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is, if I got this
So
right, it's like a leadership school, right?
Yes,
That's
it is.
awesome. What are you looking most forward to at Impact 360?
I'm really looking forward to the people because they're all going to be, like-minded Christian people. I'm really looking forward to living with them and getting to know them really well throughout the year.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That's cool. My next question is, what is it? If you guys don't know Becca, and I don't know why you wouldn't, she's super famous. What was Becca was a ballerina. How many years did you do ballet?
14 years.
14 years. Wow. Here's my question. What's your most favorite part you ever played in a ballet?
Well, I have two. One of them was
Okay.
probably the Dewdrop Fairy that I played this year in the
Yes,
Nutcracker
slayed it.
because, thank you, it was my dream role ever since I was 3, and that's why I started taking ballet in the first place. And then my other one would be Aurora. I was Aurora in Sleeping Beauty this
Oh,
March,
nice.
and it was really fun because it was just a short 45-minute show,
Yeah.
and I got to do some partnering, and it was really fun.
That's dope. I love it. So, do you think you'll ever do ballet again?
I don't know.
I asked you that before, and it's kind of a touchy subject, but
No,
it makes me sad.
I know.
So I can't imagine how much it makes you sad.
I'm glad I have a break,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'm looking forward to see if I'm actually going to miss it, or if it was just a fun thing to do in high school.
Right.
But right now, I'm glad to have the break.
Amen.
But
Good
Yeah.
for you. Evan, we got
What do I
anything
have?
from my friend Becca?
Ooh. Where did you go to school? Trick
Ooh,
question.
Trick question.
Okay, well, actually, I went to Winbrook Christian School from
Uh-oh.
through 2nd grade, and then I was homeschooled.
Yes.
through
Homeschool
12th
rocks.
grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning to love homeschool. I mean, I'm a public school kid. Always have been. Always a big proponent of public school, but I love homeschool.
It's pretty
I
good.
do too.
Yeah. Noah, you got anything from my friend Becca?
If I could ask Becca one thing. If you were stranded on an island and could only listen to one song for the rest of your
Boom.
life,
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to go on our Pursuit Spotify
summer playlist.
What song would it be?
Oh, wow.
Never heard of that one. We ask the hard questions
I
here.
think that
Becca.
song's
I
by
don't know.
Drake.
It's a really tough question.
Scoop diddy poop to poop diddy scoop.
swoop, swoop, poop, poop.
I don't know. There are so many songs in the world.
Na, na,
Probably
I know at least 8.
That's easy
Lumineers
to name
song.
8, but
A
you
what?
can't- what?
a Lumineers song.
Okay.
The
I know
Lumineers?
the
Because
Lumineers.
they're
Lumineers.
It's a good
Oh
band.
yeah, the band.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said Lumiere. I was like,
no.
all right, to each their own. Lumineers. Oh yeah, I know the
Yeah.
band for sure. Which one do you know, or just say, "Can I please bring the whole album"?
I don't know a lot of their songs.
Yeah.
But the ones that I've heard I really like. So any
You
of
like
the
it?
above.
Okay,
Yeah.
right on.
Yeah,
I
all
like
right.
it. I
I'll
love
take
it.
it.
I love it. I love it.
Acceptable answer.
Thank
It's
you.
a great answer, Becca. Don't let
Hitting
him.
all these hard questions.
Don't let
man.
him downgrade your answer, Becca. It's a great
Acceptable
answer.
is a great thing.
Is it? Is it really?
Acceptable is acceptable.
My
If you
my
got an
standards of
acceptable-
acceptable are a lot higher.
I can tell because LeBron James is acceptable.
Oh.
I mean, you're
he
the one.
tossed that one to me right. I
you're-
had to hit it. I had to put it out in left field.
I mean,
Oh,
you're the
sorry.
one that kept telling me that LeBron James is the greatest of all time.
Brown
But
James.
I conceded. I conceded to you.
You live in a fantasy land called Fantasy Island, and you're the fantasy captain of the fantasy boat.
Ah.
So, Becca, what are you most looking forward to this week at camp?
Well, I've also never been here before. This is my
Yeah.
first ever youth trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the small group time and kind of like what everyone else has been saying, like
Yeah.
what God will do in my life and other people's lives and what's going to happen.
I love it.
But I'm also looking forward to improving my sports playing skills because as a ballerina, I've never been able to play sports, and now I can practice.
Oh, yeah,
So,
they
Yeah.
probably wouldn't let you, right? They're like, don't break ankles, don't break knees.
well, there's that. And
Because
I
you
didn't have any
probably
time,
need those
so
for ballet, right? Those are
you
important.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, you walk on your hands. Like,
Well, yeah.
Ballet is
Yeah.
a lifestyle.
It really is.
It's a commitment. Like, you may think you understand commitment, but what you guys do is like commitment.
Yeah,
Year
it's
long.
insane.
This is what you do. Like, it's a big deal, and you guys kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw the Nutcracker last year, and I saw a video of you this year, but slay it. Like, I couldn't imagine what you guys do. I could never do that.
My body doesn't
It's
move
phenomenal.
like that.
No. It's phenomenal what they do.
It's so cool.
So I'm proud of you, Becca. Good
Thank
work.
you.
Nice work. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you could come this year.
I'm glad too.
I'm looking forward to what God's going to do this week and in the future because I know God has great things in store for you. So let's hear it for Miss Becca.
Yeah.
Next up is another senior graduate class of 2018. Miss Erin Wood.
Hi.
The
No,
Aaron Wood.
no
relation.
relation.
None.
And neither one of you guys have an S on the end of your name, right?
Nope.
Like you're not plural of wood, like a bunch of woods.
No, it's just
You're
wood.
both just wood, right? That's cool.
It's trippy.
That is trippy.
Our
Not
old
related.
children's pastor used to think we were sisters when we were in like 4th grade.
I could see that.
Hold
I could
up.
see that.
If you're talking about a pile of lumber,
Oh my gosh.
it's all wood.
That's right.
But if you're
right.
talking about the trees, it's
Woods.
woods.
Isn't that nuts?
Wait.
That just
what?
blows my
Mind
mind.
blown.
How does that even work out?
What? So
It's
what
like when
should
you're
it?
talking about one deer, it's deer. But when you're talking about a herd of deers, it's deers.
Wait, no,
No,
that ain't
no,
right.
no.
Wait,
that is
what?
That ain't,
Huh?
that ain't
What?
right.
What? Sorry. 750 on my SATs, y'all.
Wait, for real?
No. No. So, Aaron, now that you're graduated,
Oh my.
what are you looking forward to doing with your time this fall? You have any big plans?
No, I'm gonna finish my degree.
What are you getting your degree in? That's a great question.
I'm getting my AA in history, and I'll be finished in March.
Alcoholics Anonymous?
Associates of Arts.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a lot better.
That's
I was
better.
worried.
That's much better than Alcoholic Anonymous.
Yeah.
But we still love them.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yes,
do
we
love
love them a lot.
Absolutely, 100%. 12 steps, higher power. We love Jesus. Say no.
And I'll probably spend most of my time reading books because that's what I do with my life.
Okay, what's your favorite book?
Oh dear Lord.
That's not a book, Garen.
Yep. Nope.
It might be. I don't know. Somebody write that book.
I think
I
that's
don't
a
know.
Drake song.
Google,
Someone in the crowd, Google for
Oh,
us.
dear Lord.
My
I think
dear
it's a
Lord.
worship song, I think, too.
That's
Did
like
Drake
asking
write
if
the
they're
worship
their
song?
favorite child.
What?
No, what?
What?
No,
Huh?
I think Drake got the credit, but it was actually a ghostwriter.
Mike just spilled his drink all over the floor.
Everything Drake does is a ghostwriter.
Asking me my favorite book is like asking a parent their favorite child.
Oh, I have a favorite child.
Gosh.
I do. I have two of them.
The question is, which one?
There's one there, and there's another one. Oh, she left.
I think she said she was going to bed.
Oh, she was tired.
Can I tell you my favorite book series?
Sure, that'll work.
Okay, it's the O'Malley series. It's 7 kids. Well, they're all adults now.
Oh, they're
but
Irish?
No, which would be so
Oddly
much better
enough.
if they were, because I'm
Oddly
obsessed
enough.
with Irish people.
I
But
think
they
Ellie's
were.
Irish. Ellie, are you Irish?
She's
Ellie's
gone
not
too.
here. There she is. Ellie, are you Irish? No?
I think all
How is
redheaded
that
people are
not
Irish.
possible?
She has to have
You're
Irish in her
right?
blood.
Ellie
somewhere.
said she was
Ellie,
Irish.
you have to have
I saw her
Irish
nod
in your blood
yes.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Little
she just
leprechaun?
nodded yes.
Pot of gold, something.
She just nodded
Ginger
yes.
of the,
Yeah.
the
Ellie
ginger is
Lamb,
the
Irish.
ginger.
Ellie Lamb is a ginger, and we love her. So, O'Malley's your favorite book series. What's it about?
So it's 7 kids. They were all in a foster house many, many, many years ago. And they decided to make a family and choose a name. But they all work with the law. Like one's a hostage negotiator.
Yeah.
One's a forensic pathologist. One's a trauma psychologist, and so on. But they're not Christians, but you see them like going towards that. They meet some
Kinda
person
walking through
whom
their
they
spiritual
eventually
journey.
like fall in love with. But
Sure.
you know, that leads them to that. It's great.
Interesting.
That's dope.
I read
Sounds
3.
like
No.
sounds
Yeah,
like
I did. I read 3
Jesus
in 4
version of a
days.
Nicholas Sparks book.
It is. Those are my favorite books.
I like that. That's dope. I like it. I like it. Evan, you got something from Miss Aaron?
What is your average reading speed?
Ooh. Hold on.
don't
You're talking
know.
about European?
I need it in words per minute.
Talking about European or African reading speed?
What?
What?
African swallow or European swallow?
That is a Monty Python joke.
Oh.
Obviously.
Oh, I have no idea.
Glad
what
you
that
got
is.
it, Evan. Thank you for being awesome.
I've never measured.
What? Everyone
No,
knows their
I can
reading
tell
speed.
you. Back in 8th grade, my entire 8th grade school year, I read 178 books.
Wow, that's
Wow.
pretty good. I'm pretty sure
Wow.
I can with outright
Wow.
confidence tell you that I've never read 178 books.
I physically am running
In
out of
my
bookshelf
lifetime.
space.
And I have a
I
bachelor's
think-
degree.
I think my most in 1 year is like 4.
I think Tim,
I think
my
that's my
son's
record.
probably read 178 books this year. probably.
I read 4 books in like 2
Yeah,
weeks.
me too, bro. No.
Yeah, same. You know, it's easy.
B minor, yeah.
That's right, Anna. I do read the books of the Bible. Those count. So, what do you got? Noah, you got something for her?
Aaron, is the dress black and blue or white and gold?
Boom.
Actually, we just figured this out scientifically.
Oh.
My
What's science
dad.
got to do with it?
So my dad was at
Science
work.
isn't real.
Oh my gosh. So my dad was at work, and they were talking about the Yanny Laurel thing that has to do with ear pitches. The dress was actually put on the internet with different contrasts and brightnesses to make it look different, because that's why you would see like the dress.
I don't believe it.
Recently.
Fake news.
No.
And you don't believe in unicorns
Fake
either, do you?
news.
What?
You ruin everything. You don't believe in
People
unicorns either,
would look
do
at
you?
the same
How about
photo
you don't
and
even
see
believe in
different
Santa
things.
Claus?
Come on, Einstein. We want to laugh and have fun. You take it.
I saw
Well,
them as both, and it really messed with my brain.
It does mess with my brain,
It's so
too.
annoying.
100%. You're right. So, what are you looking forward to most this year at camp, Aaron? Have you ever been here before?
Yes, I went last year.
I knew that, but I was asking for everyone else listening to in the world. So, you came last year. What are you most looking forward to this year?
Okay, Mom, wait for this, because she's not going to believe me.
Mom.
Yes, my mom.
Hope you're listening, Miss Sherry.
The people, and I'm not a people person. Like,
Oh, you're not.
crowds
I love that.
freak me out. Like, winter jam, that was a struggle.
Real. Hashtag.
I don't like a lot of people. I don't like a lot of people around me. But when I came last year, I was really nervous, and I was basically about to not come at about 1 o'clock the night before. But I came, and it was really nice, and the people here are nice, and the Father of Lights are cool,
Awesome.
and
That's so great.
They're all right.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
they like us too, so.
They better bring that album out. Or I'm just going to stop following them.
Yeah.
I like their bass player and drummer.
Dope.
They
Hardly
signed his
the
nipples.
dopest.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Oh, Jesus. Please help us.
Actually, why would you even ask them to do that?
I know. This is a little weird. It says a lot about you.
I mean, It was a weak
it says a lot
point.
about you all three. Like, this is just the weirdest conversation
The fact that they
I've ever
willingly
had
did
in
it.
my
I think
life.
we were signing shirts, and it just kind of happened.
Did they
I-
listen
It doesn't
to
just
this?
kind of happen.
I don't
Well,
even want,
there's
I don't wanna have a
forethought and
story.
I think there was
like
they were like signing my shirt, and like a flow of wind came.
there's
And
way too much happening right now. Well,
Do they
Aaron,
listen to this? 'Cause-
I am 100% glad you're here.
Thanks.
I think you're awesome. You graduated. Good work.
Graduated.
You're going to college.
I made
we're
it.
Yes.
proud of you, Aaron.
You're awesome. Thank you for being here. Everybody's here for Aaron. Coming to the stage.
Stage right.
Another graduate, class of 2018. Participant in one of the weirdest graduations I've ever sat in my entire life, which we talked about on episode 13, my side moment of the week. Columbus High, class of 2018, Mr. Riley Higgins.
Yeah.
Riley, thank you for
Right
being here,
on.
brother.
Glad to
I'm
be
glad you're here. Good work on graduating.
Yeah.
Graduated from one of the
Congratulations.
most prestigious high schools in the country, which is awesome. I love
Yeah.
that.
He's a smart kid.
He is a smart feller. My first question is this. Star Wars or Star Trek?
I'm gonna have to go with Star Wars.
That's
Yeah,
the
my
right
boy.
answer. That's the
That was
only
the right
answer in
answer.
that
Evan,
question.
don't you do it. You
I
got that
think-
look in your
I
eye.
think
I
the
will kick
only
you straight out of
people
that chair.
We-
that
you
would
will
say
never be on
Star
the-
Trek, Star Trek are over 45.
You're probably right because Star
Or they're
Trek
just
hasn't done
weird.
anything. Well, actually the new. I will say this: the new Star Trek shows were really pretty good.
Really?
Never
They were
watched
pretty
it.
good. They were awesome. Like they were. If you love sci-fi, you'd watch
But
them.
Star Wars.
But Star
But
Wars
Star
is
Wars.
obviously the answer. Like that's dope. What you got? You got anything for him? You guys can be
What
brothers.
shampoo do you use?
Boom. That's a great question because you have a great hair. Like you have a great set
All
of
right,
hair
man.
on your head.
How
How do you say that? Like you have a great set of hair. You have a great set of hairs.
Yeah.
Head of hair. That's right, Aaron. She's a graduate.
I'm actually
Is it
She's a
head of
graduate.
hair or head of hairs?
She graduated.
Is it plural?
graduated.
It's hairs. Head of hair or head of hairs? Head of hair.
Head of
I'm
wood
being
or
told.
head of wood?
I-
Is it deer or deers?
It's Durr.
Deer.
Is it octopi?
I don't know.
Octopi.
It's octopi.
Because if you have a beer, it's beers, right? Like it's not like one beer is like 30. Like is that right?
Look,
Yeah.
English is one of the most
Aaron,
complicated
how do you have all
languages
this
because of
down?
things
Like what is happening? You're an
She
English person.
graduated.
She's an English person. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take your word for it.
But for hair, I would have to say 2-in-1 is actually not good for your hair.
It's not at all.
No,
I
it's
don't.
not.
I don't
No, it's
2 in
not.
1. I don't 2 in 1.
Well,
you have
I'm
to do
losing
it
my
You
hair
two
right
and
now.
one?
Sorry, I gotta drop you Old Spice.
Do you 2 in 1?
I do now. I didn't used
See, I
to.
don't do 2 in 1. I don't 3 in 1 either. That's terrible.
3-in-1 will
Three's
kill
a
you.
crowd.
Yeah,
Old
I don't do
Spice
3
is
in
all.
1.
But
Is-
it has to be Head and Shoulders because they
I
get you
do.
right.
I love some Head and Shoulders.
They get
For
you right.
real, they
and
do get
I
you
like
right.
Dove for Men is also pretty good.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
I ain't gonna lie. I use a lot of girly stuff. Like
do too.
sometimes I
I
use.
get
used
the
to use
products right.
Pantene.
Sometimes I
Johnny
use
Fruities.
herbal essence.
Hey.
I'll drop an herbal essence every now and then.
Absolutely.
Pantene was my jam.
You're
for
not really
like 4
supposed to
years.
drop
Get
it
you
while
right.
you're in the shower. You're supposed to put it on your
You
head.
put on your head. Yeah, that's right. Okay, here's a good question. When you condition, do you use the set amount, which is supposed to be a quarter, or do you basically just cover your whole hand and put it in your head?
The first time I ever did, I did actually do the whole hand because I didn't know. So I was just like, whole hand right here, bam.
Yep.
Worst decision ever. Greasy hair for days.
Oh,
So I usually
I get
about a dime to a quarter size.
Wow, that's stellar. Because I do not like. I'll just take the whole bottle and squeeze it on my head. Like
Yeah, that's not good. It's
that's not
for your
good.
hair.
Okay, I'm gonna try that better. What do you
So-
do? You condition
So condition
Every day?
first or shampoo first?
Shampoo
first.
first.
Yeah.
Duh.
Always.
And then if you get too much conditioner, you
I
shampoo
just want
again.
to try it
That's
the other
right.
way once, but I'm
You
afraid.
should. You should. Hey,
I'm really
don't
afraid.
don't ever
Report
let
back.
don't ever let
Yeah.
Johnson and Johnson tell you
I'll
how
let
to
you
wash
guys
your
know
hair.
next week.
That's right. Report back next week. That's your homework.
Conditioner first.
Evan's bald. We know what went wrong.
If Evan comes in, he
Evan has
no
a
hair.
full-
I
set of
accidentally
hair.
put body wash in my hair.
I'm like, dang, he 5-1'd it. You never
Oh
go
my
5-1.
Gosh, 5-1.
You never go full 5-1.
Here's a good question.
Would
Do
that
you
be like a
go?
bar soap?
Do you go to a men's barber, a cheap barber, or a salon?
I don't like going to a salon because you got to have an appointment.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
not
too much
good
for
with
me.
doing that ahead of time. So I
And
go
they
to
like
a
to
men's
talk to you.
barbershop.
Men's barbershop. I do too. That's usually my go-to.
But a funny story, one of my best friends is named Logan. He's an heavyset African American male, and I took him
Nice.
to my Caucasian barbershop.
Oh, that's never a
And
good idea.
we had a good laugh about it because the guy came up with a pair of scissors and was like, "Hey, you want me to cut your hair?" To a black guy
And
with
he's like, oh,
short, like,
nope, I'm out.
no.
I'm tapping out.
It's hilarious.
No, you got a question for Riley?
I've been sitting here trying to think.
What's another good one we've had?
What's another good either or question that we've asked on the show before?
What about? Okay, I'll just ask this one. Favorite basketball player of all time?
Favorite basketball player? I mean, Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Okay.
But my favorite player of all time is Dennis Rodman
Okay, that's a
because
good one. I'll take
his
that.
D was
I'll take
insane
that. Yeah,
and
yeah.
he would
I liked
risk
his hair.
anything.
He was a hustler.
He would risk anything
He was a
to get the
hustler.
ball.
He went all out.
It was
He
awesome.
went all out. That's true.
He's a GOAT.
That's
Now
true.
he's crazy, but like he was
He's
pretty
bananas.
Is
good.
he
I
a
mean-
mountain goat? Is he a fame
Billy
goat?
goat.
But
Billy
Is he a
goat.
Billy
Jordan
goat?
didn't have that competition back then.
That's
Oh Lord, here we go.
Boy, look
Restrain
at some
yourself,
stats,
Mike.
okay?
Breathe in.
Look at some stats.
But
I just
stats
tell- I
doesn't
tell- I
translate
tell
to the
myself
competition.
all the
Like
time.
it doesn't.
I tell myself all the time, I love Evan. I love Evan. I love Evan. I love Evan. I love Evan.
Evan, when did you start watching basketball?
I have to tell myself
Yesterday.
that too. I
Yesterday.
I have to tell myself that a lot too.
Finals last year.
What's your favorite color?
It's got to be red.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's good. I like that idea.
Yeah.
What about?
Oh, I got one.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Did the Patriots deflate the footballs?
I mean, I think the Patriots are a great team, but I do believe they deflated the footballs.
I do too, but we still have 5 rings.
But they still have
Wait.
5 rings. Sorry. You can't argue with
I'm
championships.
still going to say it. We
You
did.
can't argue with
I feel like
championships,
they're
Evan.
cheating.
There is an ethical
6-0.
problem here. There's an
6
ethical
Oh,
and
problem.
here's a
here.
good one. Here's a good one. If you could only eat one food forever, what would it be? I know mine because
I
we've
do
said
too.
this conversation. What about you? One food ever.
I love some Cheez-It snack mix.
Cheez-It snack mix. Okay.
It is so
Would you-
good.
Okay.
Noah, what would you
What
eat?
you got to say? You think I'm gonna die because I eat Cheez-It snack
Well,
mix?
no.
What would
When
you
we
eat?
do this conversation, it's like you don't have any negative
No, you
effects
don't have
from
negative-
it. It's
that's
just
just your
what you
opinion.
think you could eat
That's
for
right.
the rest of your life.
What about you, Noah? What would you say?
Chicken.
What?
What?
Chicken.
Chicken.
Okay, I was
Joking.
so lost.
What would you get? What's yours?
I mean, chicken is pretty versatile.
It is pretty
and
versatile.
It can
I'm
do
not
a
gonna lie,
lot
it's
of
versatile,
It
things.
is
no doubt.
versatile.
I'm still.
But-
Oh, go ahead.
Is it the most versatile food?
Pretty much.
I would say, yeah.
Maybe. Tofu's pretty versatile.
I mean, that does include
Ugh.
wings.
It's
That
gross.
includes
It's not
real-
chicken
that's not real food.
sandwiches,
Man, I
that includes
kind of want to
nuggets,
change
okay.
to chicken now. I feel
It's
like I'm
just
a
it's just
bandwagon.
everything. You don't have wings if you don't have chicken. You don't have chicken sandwiches. You don't have
True.
nugs.
So what would you have? What,
Nugs.
chicken? You going chicken?
I would go with steak.
Steak? Wow.
You can't go wrong with steak, man.
A good old steak.
Like
That's
a
a
good
surprise.
cooked steak,
Surprise.
not like
what
Would
kind
you
of cut
would
of
you
steak?
watch a steak commercial for 7 minutes on
Like I
YouTube?
did for 7 minutes.
Are you serious?
it was just
Yes.
straight a guy flipping a burger. Like
No,
he's
Not a
straight-
burger.
Not a burger.
It
Not
was a
burger,
steak.
excuse me,
It
a
was
steak.
big old
on a
steak.
cast iron
That
skillet.
sounds pretty great.
Talked about this on last week's
My-
podcast.
My go-to, if I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, it would be a corn dog.
That-
We already knew that.
Yeah.
Corn dog.
Which is
solid.
corn
weird.
dog is
Solid
a
food.
solid
Hold
food.
Wait,
Hold
wait,
up.
wait. What place has the best corn dogs, Pastor
I
Matt?
don't know. I'd love to
Do
find
you
out.
like Crystal corn dogs?
I like some Crystal corn dogs.
We
for
need,
I can go
sure.
down.
we need
For
to
sure.
address this.
I don't know that I've ever eaten a bad corn dog.
I
Like
haven't.
I'm not turning it away.
You hate on hot dogs, but you say your
Yes.
favorite food is a
They're
hot
so
dog.
different. It's
I'm
not a
not-
hot
No,
dog.
they are
I'm
so
not
different.
sure.
No.
I'm not sure you could ever do anything wrong.
The
dipped
bun is
in
wrong.
sweet batter
And
You
fried.
The,
You can't.
the
and
bun
fried.
is different.
different.
Yeah,
can.
no doubt. No doubt.
It's a
Frying
different
makes
type of
everything
It
bread.
does.
It's considerably more unhealthy, which is
Yes.
good.
But I would have to have mustard and ketchup. Like that's like non-negotiable ever.
So wait, mustard or ketchup?
Both. Both. It's got to be one on one side, one on the other. That's how I roll.
Wow.
But I'm not eating a
Bougie.
corn
I'm a
dog.
ketchup guy.
I'm very bougie with
I'm a
my
ketchup
corn
guy.
dogs. So, Riley, what are you most looking forward to this week at camp?
I did go last year, and I got to experience the whole thing, and I really enjoyed the worship. That's just something that's insane here because they're just so good at what they do. Father Lights is so talented and so anointed to just do worship.
Yeah.
And the presence of the Holy Spirit in this room, when everybody has their hands up and we're in the middle of a song, it's unreal. It's unmatched to me.
Yeah,
I agree.
Shout out. They're putting out an album soon.
Yeah,
shout out to Father
It's coming
Lights.
out pretty soon. So follow them on Twitter at FOL Music, Instagram at FOL Music. Follow them. You'll figure out exactly which date. I know it's coming soon. I just don't know exactly the day. So yeah, Riley, I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks for being a leader for us. Riley's definitely one of our junior leaders. I'm excited about this year. You're staying in town, going to college, working for TAs. I love that, man. So thanks for being here, brother.
All right.
So our next guest coming to the table is Miss Anna White. A little fun fact about Anna. Tomorrow is her birthday. We are recording this today. I don't even know what today is. It's June 5th.
Yeah.
So, Anna, your birthday is June 6th, right?
Right.
So, if you could get one thing for your birthday, no monetary limits. Like if I said, I'll give you one thing for your birthday, what would it be?
Like
anything.
a game of Ultimate Frisbee where all my friends and family come.
That's a great answer.
Heart explosion.
Anna, that might be the best answer I've ever heard. That's so dope. Like,
y'all
that's a good
all
answer.
lose. I lose.
Like I'm like
that
Lamborghini.
Just won.
Like Anna just won the internet.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I'm like gold-plated Lamborghini, but with my name engraved. Anna's like, I just love my friends and family. That's a great answer, Anna.
Maybe a little more friends.
Okay, I love that, man. That's great. What you got for her?
What do I got for it?
One question.
One question.
To save the world.
How long have you been playing Ultimate Frisbee?
That's a great question. I like that.
My dad plays a lot, so probably I didn't really like it in the beginning, but then my dad started making me play and I liked it, so probably for maybe 4 years.
She's pretty good too. She's beast.
Yeah.
Like don't get in her way. Like she's seriously
in there.
Oh, she will get in there.
She is fast.
And I mean,
plays
are
fierce
you 5 foot yet, Anna? What are you, 4'8"? 5'1"? Yeah, 5'1".
And she will smack on me.
And she
bro.
will
like, she will
beast
play
mode
D
you.
on me.
Like, oh yeah, no question. She gets in there, catches it. You can knock her down. She gonna get up. Like today, she got hit in the face with a basketball that came off the rim. Shook it off like Thanos, shaking off all the Avengers. She like snapped her finger.
No.
And she got up.
You can't go that far.
And I
on
said, Evan, I'm not feeling so good. Hashtag too soon.
Too soon.
My
Too
bad.
soon.
I'm sorry.
Too soon.
Spider-Man's dead.
Rip.
So.
It's been a month.
That's right. If you haven't heard it by now, it's on you.
It's all
that's
over the internet.
It's your fault. Your
It's
fault.
on the gram.
Totally your fault. The Avengers are dead. Did you notice though? It's only the originals that are left.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? I never noticed that till the other day.
I noticed it the first
Only
time I
the
watched
originals are left, which is kind of dope.
It's money.
Oh yeah. Come on.
It's influenced by money.
I think they actually left them alone because 2 of them are going to die in the next one.
Probably.
Yeah, because their contract's running out.
You're right. I think Captain America and Iron Man are both dead.
Maybe.
So, what's your opinion, Anna?
I love Thor.
Yeah, that's a good call. Thor is dope. Like, if you've seen the Avengers, the new one, he's like the hero. Like, he comes out of space with the axe.
But he didn't go for the head.
Spoiler alert.
He is not a dude.
He should have gone for the head.
He's a man. But he did cut his hair. That's a little weird.
Well, he didn't cut it.
It was like when Tim cut his hair, my son. I was like, who are you? You look like
is
a
this
different
man
kid.
in my house?
Look like a grown man. He's ignoring me. So, do you have a question for my friend Anna?
Yeah,
No?
sticking with the birthday theme, I gotta ask: pie or cake?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's important.
Neither. I like cookies.
Oh, boom.
So
cookie cake?
Swerve.
Cookie cake?
Swerve.
Do you like
Are
cookie
those good?
cakes?
Ice cream or no ice cream?
I like ice cream, but I don't like it melted.
Oh, that's
So
good.
It's like a milkshake.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Mm.
It's a good one.
That's a good one. I like it more than I like vanilla.
You see,
That's for
I'm
sure.
a vanilla guy.
So is Tim, my son. He loves
It's just
vanilla.
a good flavor.
He's just solid. Like you
Vanilla's
can't go wrong with vanilla.
It's reliable.
It is reliable.
It is.
Chicken.
It's almost it's almost the orange of the dairy products because oranges are reliable.
Trustworthy.
They're trustworthy. That's true.
Vanilla ice cream is like the Jesus Christ of ice cream.
Is it?
It is a solid rock
I'm not
cornerstone.
Sure. I don't know that I believe that.
I don't know if that analogy works, but
I don't know if I believe
it's
that.
steady.
I'll get behind you, man.
Although I can tell you I'm not a fan of Neapolitan. Just make a choice already.
Yep.
Like you can't get 3 flavors.
Yep.
Make a choice.
I like chocolate, and I don't like when strawberry touches.
That's right. Strawberry can't be in there with chocolate. Strawberry doesn't even belong in there at all. Like,
Nope.
Strawberry ice cream is
Stay
the
a
Satan.
fruit, man.
Strawberry ice cream is the Satan of ice creams.
Oh.
Ellie's getting mad at me. She obviously likes strawberry ice cream.
It's because her hair's red.
Well,
True.
You know what? You know what, Ellie? It's okay to be wrong
Is strawberry ice cream the ginger of ice creams, Ellie?
because it's soulless.
Crickets.
Oh gosh.
Crickets. Ellie is the anti-ginger. She's awesome.
And she has a soul.
I don't even know what that means. Like all gingers are mad at me now.
Except for Ellie.
Ellie, do all gingers get a pot of gold when they're born?
Oh, God.
Like, is that how that happens?
Wait, were you born in Ireland?
Yes.
In Ireland?
Born in Ireland.
Were you born on St. Patty's Day? She's
No.
so uncomfortable right now. She's
No,
not even
that's
listening
right.
to us.
Okay, Anna, this is another question. Books or movies? Would you rather read a book or watch a movie? Or watch a movie about books? Or read a book about movies?
Oof.
I
Oof.
think
It's
it
question
depends.
inception.
I think it depends because I think it depends because I was born when like both the movies and the books were out. So
That's true.
like for Harry Potter, I think they're both really good.
Okay. What's
I
your
can
favorite
get
Harry Potter
behind
movie?
I like the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
That's
my favorite.
That's solid.
Yeah.
It's solid. I like that. So what are you looking forward to most here this week at camp?
Ultimate Frisbee.
Nice. I think we're going to play a game tomorrow, actually. I think that's our plan.
Yep.
Yo,
Okay.
where'd you
Anna,
get those glasses?
You do have some dope glasses. The blue rims. I like them.
Thank you. I think my dad ordered them online.
Your dad's good people. I like him too.
He made a good choice.
Anna, thank you for being here. Everybody give it up for Anna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to the stage, we got the cousin of AJ McCarron.
Hey.
Roll Tide.
War Eagle.
Oh, you can leave. Next guest coming to the stage.
Next. War Eagle, though.
No, we have Miss Anna Webb. How are you, Miss Anna?
And
Muy bueno.
You're muy bueno. Nice. I like that. I
Pour
don't know what
favor.
that means. I don't speak German. So, first question. Who's your favorite youth pastor? Who's your favorite current youth pastor?
I don't know. Let's see.
Fired.
I think. Yeah, the youth pastor at my friend's church.
That's cool. You answered that question just about as long as you held your bladder
So-
the other day.
oh wow.
Roasted.
I love Anna Webb. She's my favorite.
Yeah,
Anna Webb.
she's amazing.
She's my favorite Anna Webb. Anna, you were recently in Beauty and the Beast at your school. It was a phenomenal play, by the way.
I think so too.
What is your favorite Beauty and the Beast character? Not from your play, but just overall in life.
Well, coming from a standpoint that I was a villager, Belle, of course, coming
I like that. That's a good answer.
because she's a cool person and just being with the character whenever I do scenes. But in my opinion, the funniest was the Cogsworth Lumiere duo. So
Okay, I like that. Dope. That's a good question. Got a question? HGA, Sweat Lodge,
Oh yeah, it's filled.
Evan Amone.
Anyways, Anna, what is your favorite restaurant?
Boom, that's a good one. Inquiring minds wants to know.
Whole world needs to know.
that is extremely tough. 'cause
McDonald's is an acceptable answer.
That's not a restaurant.
Not acceptable.
McDonald's is not an acceptable answer. That's a
Okay.
health code violation.
Tim has such a hilarious sense of humor. Like, he just doesn't laugh at anything
He does
until
not laugh
just
at the
most
things
strange.
you think he's gonna laugh at. and his laugh is brilliant.
It's just
love it.
random points.
Okay, Anna, favorite restaurant.
So if fast food doesn't work, there's a
Oh, you can do fast food, just not McDonald's.
Zaxby's.
Hey,
I love
there we
Zaxby's.
go.
They have good tea, and their fries, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
I like that answer. You
No,
can
you
stay.
got a question?
Oh man.
If you don't,
What
it's okay.
did you drink
Ooh.
on the way here that made us have to stop so suddenly?
I guess I'm never gonna live this down.
Never,
Nope.
ever,
Nope, never.
ever.
It's
Ever,
going to
ever.
be on the internet
Ever,
now.
Ever? Forever?
It's going to be on the internet
5
forever.
minutes after we left.
Anna, let me
Stop.
tell you. Let me make a confession while you think about that question. I'm gonna make a confession.
You pee more than anyone else I know. in my
That's the
life.
confession. Like, I literally have, and I always have, my entire life.
And he poops 4 times a day.
That's probably almost
That
true,
is
too.
impressive.
That's pretty true.
That is a feat.
That's, hey, what can I say? I'm a genetic freak.
Is it a fetal matter?
That was the
Boom, boom.
worst pun.
I will tell you this. I've my whole life had the smallest bladder of anybody I've ever met. So I feel your pain. Me and you, we're
My dad-
kindred spirits, my friend.
My dad has dubbed it, and I'm going to say it right, TWB, teeny weeny bladder.
Yeah, I understand. So what are you looking forward to most here at camp?
Well, this is my first time being here, and the people in our youth group would not stop talking about how awesome these people were.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to make friends and grow in relationships with people in the youth group, with God, of course, and making
Yeah.
new friends. I'm really excited about that.
That's good. Amen. I'm glad you're here too, Anna. Glad you got to come with us. And Anna, I'm really looking forward to the future because you are one of our up and coming young leaders, and I appreciate that about you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking our abuse and being so grace filled.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Let's hear it for Anna Webb.
Yeah.
All right. Next, coming to the stage. He's 5'10", 210 pounds.
Probably more.
You've heard about him on the
He is
podcast
a beast
before.
of a
Probably more.
man.
He's been mentioned many times.
He is my firstborn,
The man, the
heir
myth.
to the Hofer throne,
The legend.
the kid, Showboat,
And he's got a sick beard.
Timothy with a Y, Timothy Sean Paul Hofer.
Or as Siri likes to call it, Time Hofer.
That's right. Siri, I'm that weird parent that named his child Timothy with a Y. And everybody's like, wait, Timothy always has a Y.
Yeah, wait,
Because it's
what?
on the M end. I'm like, no, it has 2 Y's, by the way. Thank you. Timothy.
Timothy.
Evan, don't think about it too hard. You'll hurt your
Don't,
brain.
yeah, just
Evan,
stop.
don't blow your mind again.
All right, let's do this. Tim, what is your favorite online game to play?
Online?
Yes.
Oh no.
I know it's hard to narrow it down. That's like asking somebody who their favorite child is. Wait, I have a favorite child. I have 2 of them.
My favorite online game, probably TF2.
I knew that was coming.
What is TF2?
Team Fortress 2.
It's a very strange
Fortress
game.
2.
It's a very old game.
And you know all of those
This is where I lean on Noah
things where-
hard. Like this is where
I'll translate.
This is where B minor comes
It's
into
just-
play.
you can go in there and do basically whatever you want and have fun. It's great,
It's a team strategy game
kind of.
where you work as a team of different characters to accomplish different objectives.
All right.
Boom, translated.
You could have just told me what a B minor was. I probably would have understood that more.
It's
but,
kind of like that.
All right.
Kind of like a B minor.
Got a B minor.
I don't even know what that
That's
is.
a B flat. Or a B negative.
BX3.
Oh my gosh. BX3.
I don't even know what that is either. I made it up. Okay, here's another question. Favorite Kanye West song?
Oh my gosh.
What?
Kanye cares.
It's not a Kanye West song. It's a words played song.
He doesn't know Kanye. I mean, he doesn't know he's like Kanye
I
West
don't know.
songs.
I don't listen to music. It's still my favorite though.
I like it.
Gotcha.
You got a question for Tim?
I do have a question for Tim.
Hit it.
Tim, how do you grow such sick facial hair? Asking for a friend.
Hashtag.
Jeans.
Oh no, they're definitely not jeans because I don't have a beard on my
They
face.
skipped a generation.
They definitely
You're
skipped
wearing
a generation.
shorts.
You should see my grandpa. He's got
Are
a
they
Santa
Ryan's
Claus
jeans?
beard.
That's the question.
Are they
Both
skinny
my
jeans?
grandpas can grow great beards.
Boot
That's
cut
true.
jeans?
That's true. Both of his grandfathers have sick beards. Like my dad has
Santa Claus
like
beard.
Well, have they taken any medicine?
Duck-
Trying to get them
Full-on
healthy?
Duck Dynasty full on like for real beard.
I love it.
So, can you recommend any hair growth formulas? Asking for a friend.
Hashtag
Hashtag babyface.
I don't know how.
assassin.
No.
No.
You're gonna be stuck as a
Man.
baby face.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Truth hurts sometimes.
Does
Truth
that make
hurts.
you sad?
He's asking you questions now. Wait a minute. We're the ones
This
that
isn't
ask the
allowed.
questions.
We're the
here.
one asking the questions here.
I've
Mr.
switched
I'm
the
walking away.
interrogation.
No, you got
I
a question
can't live
for
under
Tim?
these
All right.
conditions.
Well, Tim, I respect you as a connoisseur in this area. What's your favorite superhero?
Ooh,
Ooh man, DC or
This one-
Marvel?
We'll
This
say
one-
both.
This
we'll
one
say
could
the
really.
ultimate.
This one could really
Right.
decide whether you go to an actual college or community college,
Oh,
Why?
be your own person, Tim.
or you
If you say Goku, I'll give you $5. Kidding,
don't.
kidding.
I'll
That's
give you
not
$5.
Marvel or
Yeah, it's not
DC
Marvel or
ever.
DC.
Because it's not a superhero.
You're right. He's ascended past that. He's a legend.
He is a.
He'll never die.
I don't know enough
Simon
about
of the
him
week.
to talk about him.
So who's your favorite superhero, Bubba?
Superhero.
You can say your dad if you want.
Oh.
It's always been a balance
mailman?
between. Yeah, the mailman. It's always been a balance between Iron Man and Spider-Man.
See, that's
Alright,
my
that's
that's my
respectable.
boy right there.
I'm down with that.
What about DC?
Okay, yeah, you
I'll
gotta
give
get
you a
this
quarter
one
if you
right.
say
You gotta
Batman.
get this one
The
right.
Flash?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I love him.
Really?
What? What's
Flash
your
is good.
favorite?
Oh, what's your
It-
favorite?
Batman is just the best overall.
Oh,
Overall,
Lord.
but he's not the best superhero there is.
Oh Lord.
Disagree.
Honestly, he could probably do more good if he uses his resources to actually help instead of be a one-man army.
Batman is literally Richie Rich in a bad suit.
Robin. Robin.
Who's also a DC character, by the way.
Yeah, but no, like he helps others. He works with the Justice
Okay,
League.
Evan.
Sorry, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Tim, what is your most looked forward to part of this trip?
Boom.
Alright. I look forward to spending time with homies.
Yeah.
I like that answer, Tim. Thank you. I love you. I'm proud of you. I love the man that you are. You're an individual, and I love you.
Okay,
Did
You
I
have
say I
great
love
facial
you?
hair.
maybe.
Your beard inspires me.
Thank you.
Your beard inspires all of us.
I love you, bub. Who's your daddy?
That question makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, that makes me very
It's
uncomfortable.
nowhere near more uncomfortable than you talking about your nipples.
I am more
say-
comfortable talking about nipples
No,
than
I
I
I would
am
say
when you
Michael
say who's your
Howell
daddy.
is my dad. He's the best
Yeah,
dad
shout out
bod
Michael
ever.
Howell.
Shout out, Michael.
Hashtag dad bod.
Thank you, bub, for being here.
Thanks,
I do
Tim.
love you.
Give it up for Tim.
Thank you for being my son.
Love you, Tim.
All right. Next, coming to the stage, the Snake Man himself,
The one, the only.
Noah
Hello.
Owens. How are you, my
Boom.
friend?
Howdy. Oh, I'm well.
Howdy. I'm well. All right. First question. What is your all-time favorite snake? And why?
That's like getting him to choose his favorite child, which I feel like we've asked people to do a lot tonight.
That's cool.
But
But you know what? This is time for hard
We
questions.
asked the hard questions
If you
here.
asked me my favorite child, I'd say Michael Howell. But favorite snake? I'm sorry, Ryan. Favorite snake? I'd probably have to say either a timber rattlesnake recently, just because my friend John has gotten a few of them, and just being able to see them and pretty they are. Cause they're nice.
Did you get are they big, like 6 feet timbers, or?
Not usually.
Oh, see, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's too much.
He'll correct you like that when it
Oh
comes
no,
to
but
reptile
I just can't
knowledge.
do them. Any of them. Like, I mean, I'm not like anti-snake, like kill them all, but
Yeah, I eat you if you did.
I believe that.
He eats you like a
Believe
snake.
that he would
Just
eat
jaw it
you.
on
But I'm
hinge.
definitely not a snake guy. Like, I just can't do it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But I respect that you like them.
Me too.
'Cause
And
I respect you.
I respect that you like are a big snake guy. Like, his commitment.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
I mean, you are the go-to if we see one. Like,
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
are a guy.
You are the GOAT when it comes to snakes.
Don't
Mixing
do
up
it.
my
Greatest
animals
of
on
all
me.
time.
Don't do it.
Oh, he is. He is the Michael Jordan of snakes. You
Just
gotta-
despite
you have a-
Evan,
You
Michael
gotta do
Jordan's
Evan
better.
like that?
You have
Really?
a question for Noah.
Referencing back to the Timothy Hofer, how many hours do you have on Team Fortress 2? Hours played.
Let me check real quick.
Well, you can just give us a general.
Give us a rough
Roundabout.
estimate.
About 2010 hours.
Oh.
That
2010
is
hours.
the hours you spent playing Team Fortress 2.
It came out about 10 years ago, and I got it like 7, so that's not honestly that much.
You're an OG for that, Tim. I mean, Noah.
OG. That's
OG.
right.
And I stick with games unlike certain people.
Wow. Shots
Throwing
fired.
shade.
Shots fired. Beef. I smell
Man,
beef.
you can feel the tension in the room
I
now.
smell beef. Who's dropping a mixtape next?
Games are his
I know.
lady
That's his
friend.
passion. That's his
Oh.
lady friend.
Games and snakes.
That's Michael.
Who's your lady friend?
Anna Claire Moore.
That's right.
Ooh.
I like her. She's the best athlete at
That's-
this
I
camp.
like her too.
She's better at
She's
basketball
the
than
best athlete
him.
at this camp. All right, Noah, you got a question for
Oh,
Noah.
man. Noah.
Noah Inception.
Noah.
Yes.
What is your favorite type of bread? White, wheat,
Or
or
gluten-free.
cornbread? Throwing it back to an inside joke.
I think I have to say cornbread.
The cornbread.
Cornbread.
Nobody listening to this has any idea what that means, but it's okay.
So dope. Hey,
Wait,
what are you looking forward to most this week at camp?
I'm going to say the food, because I
The
don't think
food?
anyone said that.
All right.
Even though,
The
like,
food here last year was really
It
good.
is pretty
as
decent.
long as they don't have camp spaghetti, I'm okay.
Actually,
They're
love
probably gonna have
spaghetti.
spaghetti. I'm gonna place down a bet. I bet we have spaghetti tomorrow
I
night.
will too. No, it's tomorrow. It's not tomorrow night. I know we're having tomorrow night, but
Oh.
I will say this: one year at this camp, we had a meal. Basically, the camp theme was like to give something up for Jesus, and one night we decided we're going to give something up, and what they made everybody give up was silverware,
Oh, nice.
and they had spaghetti that
Oh
night.
yeah.
So we had to eat it with our face.
Yeah, boy.
That's like a take it to the dome challenge right
Yeah, it was
there.
great. It was so dope. So, all right, everybody, give it up for Noah Owens.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple things we want to handle here. I want to share scripture. We're gonna get serious for a second, but I want to share scripture, and what I'm gonna share is the theme scripture for this week for camp, and it's found out of 1 Timothy 4, verse 11. And the theme this week is fearless. Just like, how can we do fearless things for the kingdom and for Jesus, and what are those things, those obstacles that are in our way to become more fearless for the kingdom and for Jesus in our world. And the scripture is 1 Timothy 4:11, command and teach these things. Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. Till I come, devote yourselves to public reading of scripture, to exhortation and teaching. Do not neglect the gift you have, which was given you by prophecy when the councils of elders laid their hands on you. Practice these things. Immerse yourself in them, so that all you may see your progress. Keep a close watch on yourself and on the teachings. Persist in this, for by doing so, you will save both yourself and your hearers. And
Good stuff.
the other part that we're focusing on, the scripture that says, you do not have the spirit of fear or to be timid, but to have strong mind and self-discipline. And so my thought this week is, who are you? What are you called to do? And what are the obstacles in your life that keep you from being the person God created you to be? Because I think fear does two things. It either paralyzes you or it gives you a shot of adrenaline to help you overcome something that you're fearful of. And I think our shot of adrenaline is the power of the Holy Spirit. And when we get to the place where we're leaning not on our own understanding, but leaning on that understanding that only comes from a relationship with Jesus and the empowerment of the Holy Spirit, that's when we overcome our fears. Because the truth of the matter is that most fear is irrational. I mean, you have a fear of spiders. It's super irrational. Obviously, a spider can bite you. Hopefully, you get radioactive spider and you become Spider-Man. That doesn't happen most of the time. But it's an irrational fear because guess what? I have still yet to see a spider that's bigger than me. Now, my imagination might look at that tiny little spider and go, he's bigger than me, but he's not. And I'll be honest, I can take my flipper off and smash that spider. So it's irrational. But we have fear of spiders. We have fear of falling, yet we're not even up in the air. We have fear of heights, which is an irrational fear because it's not the height that kills you, it's the fall and the sudden stop at the bottom. So it's irrational. So most fear is irrational. It's the same principle goes in living your life for Jesus. Like we fear things like what other people are going to say. We fear things like rejection. We fear things like, is he going to change me? Is it about rules? So all of those things are irrational when you really understand who Jesus is and how he empowers you with the Holy Spirit. And so we're going to talk about all that this week. And I'm pretty excited about what God has got planned.
Got us on the move, man.
For sure. No question. And I'm excited about that. So that's exciting. My final thought. Let me give you this final thought. And it's a good one.
I'm ready.
This one's tough.
I'm back,
ready.
baby.
Someone else asked me this one, and if you think about it, you may be inclined to say one before the other, but I want you to think about this. I'm gonna give you two names, and everything they've ever done has to go away forever.
Oh wow!
Oh.
You can only keep one of these two names, and all of their work. The first one, Tom Hanks.
Oh.
So if you get rid of him, you lose it all.
Toy Story,
You
Forrest
lose
Gump.
Toy Story, Forrest Gump. You lose
Who's Tom
Castaway.
Hanks?
You lose all of that stuff. The second one, Harrison Ford.
Oh no!
Harrison Ford's gone.
So if you get rid of Harrison Ford,
Really?
you lose.
Harrison Ford
that
is
easy
out.
for
You lose Indiana Jones.
He's donezo.
You lose all the Star Wars movies.
Heads off.
You lose. Oh, wow. It's hard. That's a hard question.
Yeah,
That's
that's
an easy
really
question.
hard. I don't think it's as
Easy for me.
You would
That's
honestly.
the opposite of what I thought you would say.
You would
Forrest Gump
lose.
all the way.
You
You.
love Forrest Gump that much.
I didn't grow up on Star Wars.
That's true,
I
you
never
didn't.
watched
Well, that's what's wrong
Indiana
with you.
Jones.
So that's
I
the
think I
problem.
watched
That's
Indiana
what's
Jones.
bad.
That's why
it.
he thinks LeBron's the
Okay,
best.
yeah, that explains everything.
I
He
think
got
I watched the first
participation trophies
Indiana
as a kid.
Jones.
You
Yeah.
watched about the first Indiana Jones?
Yeah, that's it.
I can get that. I get that. He is a
Wasn't a
little
fan.
older. I get that.
I think I'd have to cut
Ryan,
off.
do you even have any idea who we're talking about?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Mike.
Okay.
Okay.
Let
Can I
me
get my
hear-
opinion
let me
real
hear
quick?
your thing. Yes, I want to hear your opinion.
Here's the
Okay.
thing.
So Tom Hanks is in. Okay, though Toy Story and Forrest Gump are like phenomenal. and I love them both very much.
Mhm.
Harrison Ford was in 2 pretty huge series.
Yes, that's no question.
If you take that away, then that takes away a lot of.
Oh, no question.
See, Evan,
I think they could replace Harrison
I don't want
Ford.
your
no question.
sass.
They
I
could
like
have
it.
easily replaced
I agree,
Harrison
Ryan.
Ford.
I agree.
Right,
100%.
but he
There
said
is
that
no
he
one
said
that
if you
could have
take
done
away the, if you
Forrest
take
Gump
away this
better
guy, it
than
also
Tom
takes away
Hanks.
all the thing, right?
Yeah.
No, but they could have
Yeah,
replaced him.
everything they've ever done.
They
No,
could
you
have
can't
replaced
replace it. It's gone
So it doesn't.
forever.
Oh, that
it
whole
doesn't
thing?
take away
Gone
the
forever.
movie.
You know, I think this.
No, the movie's gone. It's gone
Never mind.
forever.
Right,
I'm not gonna
right.
say that.
I would rather keep Star Wars and Indiana Jones
Same.
than Forrest Gump and Toy Story.
Here's my dilemma. I'll tell you my dilemma. Tom Hanks is my all-time favorite actor. All time. Star Wars is my all-time favorite
man.
movie.
Yeah.
This is a struggle for me.
Yeah, I gotta go with getting
Like
rid of Tom
hashtag.
Hanks. I'm sorry, Tom Hanks.
By Tom
but-
Hanks.
Well, it hurts my heart so much.
Yeah. But I don't think the world would be the same if Indiana Jones and Star Wars didn't exist.
But I would be okay with that.
But you don't know what it
get
would
you.
be
I
like.
get you. I get you.
Not all the Toy Stories were that good.
The
That
World
would
War
mean-
III could
That would
happen.
mean the weird people that like collect thousands and thousands of like Star Wars toys
Yeah,
would be
non-existent.
gone,
Non-existent.
and I think I'd be okay with that.
Would you?
So
You
we found
hate-
something else that Evan's
you
wrong
hate,
about.
You hate all things good.
Well, I dig Star Wars now, but just not to that level.
I get that.
It,
Okay, we got to make a choice though. Ryan, who you getting rid of?
Oh, we're getting rid of Tom Hanks.
Getting rid of Tom Hanks, baby.
y'all are wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we don't want your
Just like
sass,
you're
Evan.
wrong about.
Evan, who you getting rid of?
Harrison Ford.
Why do you want to disagree with everything?
I don't disagree. I was the first one that came out with an answer.
Ah.
I was the first one that
Pretty
came
sure
out
Noah
with an answer.
was.
No, he was. But that's
This one
because he
really-
was wrong.
I really cringe when I have to make this decision.
Don't do it.
You know what you want to say, Mike.
Ah.
You know.
You can't agree with Evan. That just goes against everything in the podcast.
That
Okay,
that
this
goes
is, this
against
I'm
your
getting
humanity.
Rid of. This I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of LeBron James.
Yes, I knew he was gonna say it. Evan's gone.
Oh,
He
bye.
gone.
I love you, Evan.
And on that
no,
note-
I'm making a decision. This is it. Evan,
He's
you're
gone.
You're gonna want to hear this.
He's back.
I'm getting rid of Harrison Ford.
What?
Whoa.
Yes.
All right, so we're
I'm back
split.
now.
But okay, give your reasoning.
Because Tom Hanks is seriously the greatest actor of my generation.
Yeah,
So
he's
you'd
really
rather give
good.
up Indiana Jones and Star Wars
yes.
for that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same. It's the
Forrest
same
Gump
reason I
is
can't
such a
pick
great
LeBron
movie.
over Jordan. It's the body of work.
Because you're stuck in the past.
It's the body of work.
Ooh, Evan, that was good.
I can't. I have to get rid of Harrison Ford.
All right.
Thank
well, on
you.
that
Man, that hurts my
bombshell.
heart because I love Star Wars.
Well, you don't anymore.
Well, no, you apparently don't, because you just
Yeah.
killed off
More.
Harrison Ford and it's gone forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
they would
fake
still
fan.
have the Solo movie, the
Yeah.
new Solo movie, because that doesn't have Harrison Ford in it.
That's true.
No,
true
but,
that. You never had
uh,
Han Solo ever because he was Han Solo.
Well,
Right.
That's harsh.
well, you could have the backstory. Just
No,
not the
because
new
he
one.
wouldn't
All the movies
exist.
are gone.
Well,
It
okay,
is
so
gone.
what would you do? What would
The
you do
whole
with,
body of work
with
is
the first
gone.
3 episodes
But-
of Star Wars? Because those came after the.
Ever. There's no. This is hey, my house, my rules. All their work is gone. I'm still
Rip.
getting rid of Harrison Ford.
All right. Well, on
And
that bombshell.
On that note,
We're 2-2. We gotta ask Miss Kristen later.
that's right.
Look, I am
Once we
Kristen
get some
today.
service, we'll
Baby,
Miss
you are the
Kristen.
tiebreaker, and I know you love me.
I do love you.
I really think she would get rid of Harrison Ford also because she's not a Star Wars fan.
Really?
I'm not going to speak in her proxy because she's a grown woman. She can talk on her own, but I love her. She loves me. And if she ever wants to live in my house again. No, I'm just kidding.
Again?
That's not true. You guys know I'm just playing.
I know.
And on that note,
That
thank you for
bombshell.
joining us for another episode of Pursuit Table Talk.
Yee.
I am joined by
Hot beans.
No, Barfield.
Kevin.
and I'm Pastor Mike. And we out.
This is the Candyland Hour for all good children. The orchestra will play our theme song.
You know that song, don't you?
Sure I do.
Well, then sing it.
Hot, hot, blow.